Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Saturday night. And before I go about my business for the rest of the evening, I thought it would be fun to do a video game review for the video game section of the YouTube channel. And tonight we are going to be reviewing an interesting piece of hardware, a controversial piece of hardware, and that piece of hardware is the one and only ATgames and Bandai Namco Flashback Blast. This is a cross between a Roku and a Sega Genesis controller loaded with 8 Namco games from the 80s. This has been on the minds of a lot of people in the retro gaming community, mainly because they tend not to like ATgames, because I think they tend to be snarky, snobby elitists who don't like the fact that ATgames has made retro gaming accessible to the masses, but also because ATgames products are mediocre. They're not bad, they're not great, and they often involve audio with odd pitches. But nevertheless, I thought they did a quite good job with the HD Sega Genesis they released last year, with the exception of the fact that that thing may very well wipe out your backup cartridge saves. So if you have a battery backup in your Sega Genesis cartridge, your saved data could be at risk if you pop a cartridge in one of those. But nevertheless, they actually play Sega Genesis games well and make them look great in HD. So, what does that have to do with this? Well, ATgames, like I said, has a little bit of a controversial reputation because their products are never perfect. But they did send a version of this to the immortal John Hancock with, just what you see back here, arcade versions of these games. However, this particular product does not have the arcade versions of these games on this plug and play, essentially. What they have are the Nintendo NES versions of these games. So that's made all kinds of YouTubers like Mad Little Pixel and Review Tech USA have, brain aneurysms and conniption fits because they hate ATgames, and I don't know. So they're just really upset about this. I think this product is okay. I think it's a pretty good product. My big problem with it is obviously that they, engaged in some basically false advertising here. However, if you read the fine print on the bottom of this, you'll see that box art is for illustrative purposes only, and the actual product appearance and specifications may vary. And Miss Pac-Man is not on this. I don't understand what the deal with that is. They've got Dig Dug, Galaxian, Galaga Mappy, which is a really cool Famicom game, Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, Sky Kid and Xevious, and Sky Kid and Xevious I don't know much of anything about. So the other problem I have with this is the sound effects on Galaxian are really bothering my ears. But other than that, I think this for $18.88 is not a bad thing to buy. So without further ado, let's get down to checking it out. So, the actual device is this. It basically looks like a Sega Genesis controller, colored by a Syracuse Orangeman or Cleveland Browns fan. It is powered by 2 AAA batteries, no wires, and I think you get 151 hours of life out of this, is what it said. It's a very nice controller, it's a very comfortable controller, and you have 3 buttons on it: Start, Menu, and Rewind. And the start button is like your start button. It starts and pauses games. Your menu will take you back to the home screen. And your rewind button is if you want to backtrack if you screw up your game. So let's actually see what this looks like here. And here we have it. Very, very nice looking home screen. And we see Pac-Man, Pac-Mania. Pac-Mania's running wild. Dig Dug. Mappy, a game which I really, really like. I think the cost of this alone could be rationalized by Mappy, quite honestly. Galaxian, Galaga, and then Sky Kid and Xevious. And as stated, these are all the Nintendo versions of these games. Let's check out Pac-Man. You get into Pac-Man by hitting A. And this is Pac-Man. So we'll hit start. Turn our volume up a little bit. And here we have it. So, compared to the arcade version of Pac-Man, the big differences I see in this version are Pac-Man is a little bigger and he's a little more mustard yellow colored. And that's pretty much it. Still a very good game. I believe Tengen released this version of Pac-Man for the Famicom. Yeah! Darn it. No, no, no. There we go. Now the hunter has become the hunted. So this game is still highly addictive and incredibly fun to play. ATgames should have just been clear and said that this is the NES version of this game and saved themselves a massive public relations headache. And we beat the first level. So, Pac-Man plays great. And I have zero issue with this. I'm completely happy with this. There are people on YouTube screaming, "Don't buy this product, it's terrible." I'm having fun with it right now. And I think my son will have a lot of fun with this too. My son is 2. They have other Blast products. Oh, that was a really stupid move on my part. Alright, that's enough of this. So we'll go to the menu here. And if you want to get out of it, you just hit C. So let's play some Pac-Mania. This is like a kind of a more 3D style Pac-Man here. Again, this is the Nintendo version. I never really did much with the arcade version of this, so I can't really comment on the differences between this and the arcade version, but it's still a fun game. I think the visuals on this look fine. It looks good. Maybe not as crisp a picture as the HD Sega Genesis product they released last year, but still a fine... I think this looks like a good, crisp picture. Alright. So this is basically Pac-Man with a scrolling screen and isometric view. And Pac-Man's got visible eyeballs now. No! That's a shame. Alright, so so Pac-Mania plays well. It's a fun game. Now let's play one of my big favorites on here, Mappy. So you're basically this really cute cop mouse that just died right there. My phone does not get along well with dark screens here. I'm really sucking it up at this game. Alright, so basically, wow, I am doing horrendous here. Alright, well that was embarrassing. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, there we go. Basically, you're a police mouse, and you're in this house, and you have to basically get these things before the cats do. And there are these little trampolines that you bounce on here. And you open the door by hitting A. Be careful not to bounce on those trampolines too much, because they will break, though. This probably isn't showing up too well on my cell phone camera, which is unfortunate, because this game is a cute, fun, pretty-looking game. Almost got it. Oh, what? That's it. So we beat the first level. Alright. Enough of that. Mappy's a fun game. I wish it showed up better on this camera. Here's Galaxian. So this is a lot like Space Invaders. I don't know, for whatever reason, that sound right there is the one that kind of gets me. Not very good at this game. It's fun to play, though. Galaga's a lot better, though, in my opinion. So the controls on this are good. They're smooth controls. The controller, I think, is comfortable. The wireless functionality of it is good. So yeah, this is I think a decent product, and all ATgames really had to do was just say that these are NES ROMs. And save everyone a whole lot of trouble. Gotcha. No, I don't. There we go. Okay. So, let's do Galaga. See how that plays. It's Galaga. Got acquainted with this game playing Tekken 1. This is the loading screen. Fun game to play, easy game to play, and it's not showing up well on this camera here. I'm trying to get a better screenshot of this here. Again, the big difference, I think, between the NES versions of these games and the arcade versions of these games, the NES ones are a little bit less vivid. The colors look a little more saturated. Sprites might be a little less detailed, and things just might have a generally more mustardy color to them, is I guess how I would put it. But they're certainly still pretty games to look at. So that's Galaga. Very fun. Let's check out Dig Dug, which I'm not good at. This game has been brought back to popular attention thanks to Stranger Things. So basically, this is like a reverse Pac-Man. I'm digging underground. I'm not good at this game at all, as evidenced by that move right there. I have a game called Exodus, which is from Wisdom Tree. They made unofficially licensed Bible games. I have that for the Sega Genesis. It is like Dig Dug with Moses, and I think it's more fun than the actual Dig Dug. I'm not lying. That's not me saying Dig Dug is bad. I think that Wisdom Tree game is good. I should review it sometime. So I'm just not good at Dig Dug, so let's just get out of here, because this is just going to get worse before it gets better. And the final two games are Xevious and Sky Kid, which I really know very little about. But let's check out Xevious here. This is a scrolling shooter, and it's pretty fun to play. It's a little slow-paced. Now, I've never played the arcade version of this game, so I have nothing to compare this to. It's not a bad game, though. Basically, have your B button is your regular shots and your A button is your bomb, and you want to drop those bombs on these little things underneath here that are targeting you, and you want to do your shots at the things that are on your level. So, I don't know. Eight good games, 8 good Nintendo games for $18 is not a bad deal. And like I said, I don't think ATgames should have been deceptive with this product, but I also don't think this is a particularly bad product. Alright, so this is Xevious here. And finally, we'll review Sky Kid. This is kind of a Defender-style game that's a little more cartoony. So let's just... It's like Defender, but it's more cartoony. It's cute. I mean that in a good way. But you're flying in the opposite direction. And you can only seem to go in one direction, too. But you're kind of... I think you're basically trying to defend the stuff underneath you here. Wow, I just crashed. That wasn't good at all. Bomb the target. So, B makes me do that loop-de-loop. And I have to kind of angle myself to shoot at things here. So this is I could see myself liking this game more if I practiced at it a bit more. It's not great, but... Alright. Last life here. It would help if I actually knew what the target was. Am I supposed to shoot these guys down here? Yeah, I guess so. Music's not bad on this. Wow, that was no good at all. Oh, good, cheerleaders. Well, game over. Alright. So that's that. That is the ATgames Bandai Namco Flashback. All the comfort of a Sega Genesis controller and technological prowess of a Roku, filled with 8 fun Nintendo games that are deceptively labeled in a very pretty box. So I recommend getting it. It's $18 and the games are good. What else do you want? They're not arcade games, but they're solid ports for the Nintendo. So until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.